Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are around this beautiful, beautiful world. Happy Tuesday. I hope the start of this week was absolutely amazing for you. Put in the comments below where you're watching it from. I want to see who is watching right now. Put the hashtag replay if you're watching on a replay. Today, we're going to speak about how to position yourself as a TEDx speaker, because I can see a lot of common mistakes what people do. And let's start with those common mistakes, because they are really, it leads to non-actions, which non-action leads to no results, and then that leads to a huge disappointment in a lot of TEDx speakers. And every time when I speak with people who are just about to become TEDx speakers, or people who already became TEDx speakers and their TEDx talk was published on YouTube, TED.com, and every other social media, there are about 50 of them, it kind of leads to some disappointments. And the reason why is because you need to manage your expectations. And today I'm going to manage one of those expectations as of not just how to position yourself as a TEDx speaker, but what kind of actions you need to do to be able to get to that point that people will know you for whatever you do as expert in your field, plus a TEDx speaker. So here are 5 mistakes I want to go through, because these are the most common mistakes people do. Put in the comments below if you've seen something else, or you wonder if you did something and that, which I'm not going to mention in those 5 mistakes, but if you did something and that did not give you results what you expected. It's all about expectations again. So the number one mistake what people, speakers do, is that majority of the TEDx speakers post 2 or 3 times on social media, and after this they stop. Okay, so what happens with this one is that like the moment when the TEDx talk is published, of course, the first post is super exciting and it's like, oh my God, I'm there. I did it. But then what makes them stop is another mistake. What people do is that each of those 2 to 3 posts, they all sound the same. Go and watch my TEDx talk. They all sound exactly the same. So after 2 or 3 posts, people is like, okay, I said everything what I need to say. I can't keep bragging about. I don't want to sound exactly the same. And that's why people stop posting. And about 2 or 3 posts, and that's it. Like, you can't do the 4th post to be like, I have my TEDx talk, go and watch it. That doesn't work. And that's the reason why majority of the TEDx speakers stop posting about their TEDx talk. Now, another mistake what I often see, especially on LinkedIn, Instagram, and Facebook, those 3 platforms, is that the first post of each TEDx speaker sound exactly the same as every other speaker. Oh my God, I'm so excited. My TEDx talk is now published. Go and watch it there. They pretty much sound the same. Two more mistakes what I want to mention. Usually maximum a week after the TEDx talk is published, the speakers stop posting about it. They run out of ideas what to say, and today I want to actually give you different ideas what to say, because 2 or 3 posts or even a week posting every day is not enough to position yourself as a TEDx speaker. It usually takes a longer time. And also extra actions, what I'm gonna share with you today, not just posting about your TEDx talk, but there are different ways to position yourself as a TEDx speaker. The last mistake what I want to mention is that about 40% of the TEDx speakers don't update their headlines on social media with the word TEDx speaker. So basically what happens here is that you can't expect people to get to know you as a TEDx speaker and to invite you on their stages, on their events, if you haven't mentioned that you became a TEDx speaker in your headline, because that's the first thing what people see when they open your profile, is like who you are. I'm doing this, and this. And if you completely forgot to mention TEDx speaker, how do you expect them to know? What happens actually is that soon your 2 to 3 to 5 to 7 posts about your TEDx talk, they're going to be buried underneath every single post after this what you did. And if you didn't mention in the headline that you became a TEDx speaker and you are a TEDx speaker, then what happens is like it just is gone. It like old news basically, right? Even on LinkedIn, let's say you add it to your featured section, even this is not going to help you to position yourself as a TEDx speaker. The reason why is because people might not open your profile to see that it's somewhere in featured section you have a TEDx talk. So just put it in the headline, and that's going to be one of the actions to take from today. And I'm going to explain exactly how you should add it. So I want to see who is watching. So put hi, say where you're watching it from, and are you already a TEDx speaker, or you're about to become a TEDx speaker? Because I want to know that. Now, I want to continue with something super important, which is wrong expectations. Okay, so the social media is going to help you increase massively your positioning as a TEDx speaker, but is not going to help you to increase the views, the outreach of your TEDx talk. So if you've got this expectation that by just posting on social media, that's going to increase the views on your TEDx talk, this is wrong expectation. So what you need to know, and this is like my own statistics, is I constantly see stats from people I work with, and I see also TEDx speakers, which are not my mentees, but like I see the post, the reach on the post versus the amount of the views as well. So here is the statistic: only about 10 to 15% of people who read the post are going to click on the link what you give them, in this case your TEDx talk, and they're going to go and watch it. This is a very low amount. Of course, if you've got like millions of followers and each of your posts is like thousands of people are reading and impressions now on LinkedIn, of course that views is going to be much higher percentage, right? But if you don't have massive following on social media, if you don't have massive engagement on your posts, then the views are going to be quite low. So I don't want you to have that wrong expectations that just by posting on social media, that's going to increase massively the views, because that's not the case. The social media is the place to position yourself as a TEDx speaker. It is not the place to keep posting and increasing the views of your talk. It is the place to position yourself as a TEDx speaker. I want to put these expectations in your head because I've seen it so many times that it's unbelievable. Now, what I want you to do to be able to do that positioning as a TEDx speaker is, because at the end of the day, you did your TEDx talk, most probably you wanted two things out of it. You wanted to reach you wanted your message to reach massive amount of people, which I've been talking in previous lives on this podcast here. And the second thing is to position yourself as a TEDx speaker. So today's only about the positioning yourself as a TEDx speaker, because I did not cover it in that much detail as right now. I'm going to give you the actions. Okay. So go to previous episodes. Best would be to go to my YouTube channel, Bizbilly, Bizbilly, and then watch previous episodes where I cover how to increase the views, how to increase the outreach, and everything which is about your message spreading and diffusing around the world. Now, here are the actions, what I want you to take the moment when you want to position yourself as a TEDx speaker. The number one is to update your LinkedIn, your Instagram, your Facebook, your TikTok, etc., all the social media. I want you to change the headline and add there TEDx speaker, because that is important. That's exactly how people are gonna know you as everything what you do plus being a TEDx speaker. So when you have your headline, which is current headline, either put it at the beginning of the headline and then put a straight line or dash or forward slash, any of those, but any of the slashes, and then leave everything else what you have right now. Or for a short period of time, short means like a month, 2 months, 3 months, or leave everything what you have right now, and at the end put the slash and then TEDx speaker. But it has to be in the headline. Here's a tip if you do that on LinkedIn. There is a comment. I'm going to come to the comments in a second. If you do that on a LinkedIn, the best would be for at least 2 months, the first 2 months after your TEDx talk has been published, to put it at the very beginning of your headline. The reason why is because when you go to different audio rooms, or you go to lives like this one or anywhere, or you ask people to connect with you, or you send messages to people who know you or don't know you that well, they are gonna see the first about 30 characters of your headline. If TEDx speaker is the first thing what you wrote on your headline, that's the first thing they're gonna read. That is straight away positioning as a TEDx speaker. Okay, specifically if you want to speak on other stages and you want people to invite you to on their events, and you're texting people who are running events and they're organizers of any kind of events, TEDx speaker needs to be at the very beginning of your headline. So be very, very good with that, where you position the word TEDx speaker. Let me just quickly check the comments. Gary is saying social media is the place to position yourself. No, like trust factor too. Yes, absolutely. They because you became a TEDx speaker, automatically people are gonna know you. They're gonna feel like they know you. They're gonna like you. They're gonna trust you. So thank you so much, Gail, for writing specifically that, because it's absolutely so true. Okay, so the second thing I want you to do as an action is to go and update your LinkedIn profile in the experience section. So what I want you to do is this. When you go to experience section, I want you to add a new position, like job position. They don't call it job positions, by the way. They just call it positions. And in the position, name it TEDx speaker. Then on the company name, put the name of your TEDx event. Then add description, and then add media, where the media is going to be link. And then add the URL link to your YouTube TEDx talk. It's so important to be the YouTube TEDx talk, because this is where you're going to collect all the views. So always mention the YouTube URL link, not the TED.com link. They're two different links. So make sure you do the YouTube link. And I have another video which explains why on earth it needs to be the YouTube link instead of TED.com. And super important here, I want you to turn on a little green button which says notify your networks. Notifying your network basically means that LinkedIn is going to work for you. So what's going to happen is that all your connections, I don't know, 5,000, 10,000, 50,000 connections, they're all going to be notified that you became a TEDx speaker. Ta-da! The best way, the quickest way, with just one activation button to notify your network. Most probably, if you have more than 10,000 connections, most probably LinkedIn is not going to notify all the 10,000 connections, but it's going to be majority of those people who are active on LinkedIn, right? So just that activation button to notify your network and creating your TEDx talk as a specific and separate position and the experience, because it is your experience, that's going to massively position you amongst the whole network you've got on LinkedIn. Sadly, Instagram doesn't have such kind of a quick update and spreading the word. Facebook as well, TikTok as well. They don't have this kind of like updating your networks, but LinkedIn has it. So make sure you do use it. Now, another action I want you to take, I don't know if that's action number 3, I believe, is if you have a YouTube channel, I want you to go and embed your TEDx talk, which is the YouTube URL link, to embed it in your banner. So when you go on YouTube, on settings, under settings, you go to general info, and then under general info, you scroll down and you've got like external links. I think you've got up to 5 links. You can order them as well, like which one is first, second. The moment when your TEDx talk is published on YouTube, I want you to go to your own YouTube channel and add that TEDx YouTube link to your YouTube channel. Call it Watch My TEDx Talk or Watch My TEDx. And that's gonna automatically drive traffic towards your TEDx. But the moment when you say Watch My TEDx, what happens is that when people open your YouTube channel, they're gonna see that you did a TEDx talk. So, and they're gonna click and they're gonna go and like it and watch it and comment on it, etc. So make the name of this button on your banner on the YouTube channel as a call to action. Watch my TEDx or watch my TEDx talk. It's gonna serve you massively, massively. Now, the next action is to post every day for at least 14 days, starting from the day when your TEDx talk is published. So regardless which day your TEDx talk was published, start posting every single day. I'm gonna give you 6 or 7 ideas what exactly to post every day, just in a second, because what is really, really important is gonna make you massively different from every other TEDx speaker is to start sounding and looking different from everyone else. So here are the 6 ideas how on earth to create at least 14 posts which are differently looking, they sound different, the text is different, the idea is different, the what you're talking about is different. Okay, so the first one, so I'm gonna give you now 6 ideas how to sound and look different. Okay, I want you to read the like write them somewhere or take screenshots of this one because I'm gonna write them at the bottom in the banner. The first one is to grab sections of your script and make them separate posts, and use also very different hashtags every time. Now, if you have questions, put them in the comments below so I can answer them. What means that grabbing sections of your script and making them separate posts? So when you wrote your script, and the last version, I mean, your script has different sections. Each of those sections, paragraphs, is a post itself, okay? So make them separate posts because they're one whole, one story, one paragraph which is teaching something, or it's your story. And then take that text, add very different hashtags, different from the other posts, and here you go. You've got 14 different posts, at least 14. I promise you, when you go through your script and now you're looking at this script as a content for social media, you're gonna see at least 13, 14 different posts. Okay, so here you go. This is one way. The number 2 idea, what I'm going to give you, is to extend your script with more stories, more statistics and facts, and turn each of them into a post. Now, think about it. You had only 18 maximum minutes on stage, which is 17 minutes. And this was not enough to actually dive deep into the story, dive deep into statistics, dive deep into facts and everything what you know very well. This is your chance. That's the chance to shine and show the people you are the absolutely amazing, mind-blowing expert in your area. Okay, that is exactly what I'm asking you to do. When you if you don't have enough sections to make 14 different posts for 2 weeks posting every day, then take each of those sections and think how you can dive deep. People love statistics, people love facts, people love the story, and the story to be done in a different way, basically, because you can always change the way how you tell a story. Again, add hashtags, which are very different from the previous posts, and here you go, you've got different variations. And with this one, if you decide to post every day, I promise you that actually you're not going to have just for 2 weeks, for 14 days. You might end up for like 2 months. You're going to be absolutely surprised. But it's super important, one, the text to be very different, what you're talking about to be very different from the other posts, and two, the hashtags to be super different. Now, I'm going to stop here for a second for the hashtags, because it's super important. Hashtags, not only that they need to be different, but I want you to think about hashtags like sometimes add hashtags about your topic, add hashtags about different audiences, because you want to enrich, you want to connect with very, very different type of people. By hashtagging the different type of people with this specific post, you're going to actually make your post visible. Therefore, you're going to position yourself as a TEDx speaker in front of all these different audiences. Okay, so topic related, audience related, places related. It could be geographical places, virtual places, different softwares, different social media, any of those which serves you, and if they're relevant, just put them there. Company related is also great hashtags to do it, and people's names. So if you're talking about a specific person, a celebrity, tag them, hashtag them, use both of them. Especially if you mention in your TEDx talk a celebrity, do the post for that celebrity specifically, and then tag the person, hashtag it. Every time when I'm giving you all these 6 variations, I want you at the end to remember that the call to action is always the same. Go and watch my TEDx talk, right? This is the call to action. Now, number 3 idea how to sound and look different from everyone else with at least 14 posts is this one. If you did different variations of your script, different versions, use those sections that didn't go to your final talk as a post. I can tell you that the reality is, if you're just about to become a TEDx speaker, the reality is that majority of the people have like 10, 15 variations of their scripts until they get to the final version. Sometimes there is a huge difference between version number 1, 3, 5, and 10, because you took some stories out, you put other stories until you get to the final version. So go back to the previous variations of your script and start taking those stories and facts that you didn't include in the final TEDx talk. It doesn't matter that you didn't include them, because you're going to grab attention. That is the idea of the post, to grab attention for people so they can go click and watch your TEDx talk, because you're going to give them in this post so much information that they will want to go and watch more and learn more and understand from you more about your topic. Number 4 idea is to talk about your TEDx journey before and after your TEDx day. So I'm saying before and after your TEDx day because, and also after your TEDx talk is published. So these are 3 different dates. Okay, so when you start preparing before your TEDx day, between your TEDx day and the day when it's published, and after it has been published, 3 different periods. Everyone's journey is very different. So don't think that because your journey was that that journey. Everyone else was experiencing the same, and therefore they went through the same struggles. They had the same worries, etc. Don't be afraid also to share your struggles and worries, and like I thought it's gonna be this, but actually it was that. Last time, I'm not gonna mention names. Last Thursday, no, the Thursday before, I had beautiful lady, and she came to the LinkedIn audio room, and she said that she was actually quite surprised and slightly disappointed because her TEDx organizers did not allow her to talk about her and share personal stories on stage. And she asked if this is normal, and I said, well, actually no, it's not, because every TEDx organizer decides their own rules in addition to the TEDx headquarter rules. So you need to learn what are those rules before you actually get on stage. And if you want, like in this case, if you wanted to share your personal stories, and that was super important for you to share a personal story, then find another TEDx organizer which is going to allow you. Okay. I also had another lady, her TEDx organizer didn't allow her to mention stories. She wanted to use celebrities and very famous people as examples of their stories to prove of what she was talking about. And the organizer said no, because they only allowed personal stories, but they didn't allow mentioning of celebrities and anyone else. So like completely different rules. Okay, so everyone's journey is very different. Share it, turn it into a post. Share it before your TEDx day, share it between your TEDx day and before your TEDx talk is published. That's not going to take away from the people who are going to go and watch your TEDx talk. If you start sharing about your TEDx talk before the day, between the TEDx day and when it's published, that actually creates curiosity, it creates momentum, it creates this like super big moment. So the moment when you drop the post that your TEDx talk is published is like, oh my god, this TEDx talk is finally published. Like people are gonna feel they're part of your journey, and they're gonna go and definitely watch your TEDx talk because they are part of your journey if you did talk about it. So right now I'm giving you the few strategies for a TEDx talk itself to increase the views, in addition to positioning yourself as a TEDx speaker. Okay. Number 5 idea is to tell stories of other people that relate to your topic. So you don't need to mention names, but these are people, could be like super famous people, could be celebrities, could be influencers, could be no one knows about these people, like completely infamous people. But you can absolutely tell the stories in your post, those 14 posts after your TEDx talk has been published, and you can publish this as a separate post for each of those. Again, different hashtags for every post. And the last one, as we are hitting 28 minutes and it's usually 30 minutes, tell your dreams and why you did a TEDx talk. Tell the people what you dream about, like what you were dreaming before your TEDx talk, what you dream right now as you became a TEDx speaker, and what is next for you. Like majority of the people actually dream after they became a TEDx speakers, they dream to be on other stages. They dream to be on a specific stage. Don't be afraid to share that. Don't be afraid to say, like, I always dream to, I don't know, go and speak on the big TED stage instead of just TEDx. I always dream to, I'm going to totally make it up, be invited by National Geographic to do an article with them and tag them, like hashtag tag all this, because people are going to read your dreams. If you always let's say like you dream to write articles for a famous magazine or for newspapers, for any kind of dreams, the moment when you start sharing them and say, I became a TEDx speaker and now my dream is this, and then and then you tag that person, that magazine, that newspaper, that website, whatever it is. You never know who is watching you and who is reading the post. The moment when you start tagging and hashtagging this, there are people behind the scenes which are reading the different posts. For the fact that you became a TEDx speaker, people from that company, I'm going to call it in general, company, events, any of those, they're going to go and watch your TEDx talk. They're going to feel, as Gail said, they're going to feel like they like you, they trust you, they had fun with that, they see you as an expert. So you're increasing massively the chance to be invited and your dream to become true. Okay, so I'm going to stop here. Again, if you have any kind of questions or comments, put them in the comments below, because I want to hear them. I'm happy to answer them. I don't see comments right now. So what I'm going to do is, first of all, to remind you to share this episode with everyone you know who became just a TEDx speaker and they're looking to position themselves as a TEDx speakers. Share it with those people who always want you to become TEDx speakers, so they can know what to expect and what mistakes not to do, what to do, because it is important to know how to position yourself as a TEDx speaker. So share this episode, click to like it, or put the heart if you're watching it on LinkedIn, like it if you're watching it on YouTube. Save it in your favorites, and that's it from me. I'm sending you a lot of love and a lot of energy wherever you are around this beautiful, beautiful world. I'm gonna see you next Tuesday for the next episode of the Red Dot Speaker Star podcast. Sending you a lot of love, and see you next Tuesday.